Hi friends, welcome to First Studies YouTube channel. This is part 26 in Azure Synapse Analytics playlist. In this video, we are going to discuss about open row set function in Synapse SQL. So what is this open row set function? So this open row set function actually allows you to read the data from files which are available on your Azure storages. So indirectly it's like it is going to take the data from that file and it will return you that data as a set of rows. This open row set function actually can be used with reference to the from class, like as if you are trying to query a table, so you will be write select star from table name, right? Similar to that, after from keyword you can treat this open row set function key, as a table name, and inside that you will be defining a path to the file and other details, so that this function will get the data back into a set of rows. And this function is actually going to work using this bulk provider. Okay, so inside this open row set function you will be using a bulk keyword where you will define the path of the file. So this bulk keyword or provider is going to enable you to read the data from the file and return as a set of rows. Okay, so this is what the syntax of this open row set function actually. So you will be using a open row set function, and inside that bulk keyword you will be providing a path to your file, and then this data source flag is optional actually. If you are using some external data source and you want to create a external data source object and use it, then you can do that. On top of that, what is the file path, you can use it here, or you can use a full path of that particular file. Okay, and we need to define file format, whether it is a Parquet file or Delta file. If it is CSV file, like this. So this syntax is for CSV file, and this top syntax is for Parquet and Delta files. Okay, so in case of CSV file, actually you will be having a bulk options also along with this bulk data source and format options. So under this bulk options, you can define like what is the delimiter, what is the row delimiter, what is the first row in the file, is there any header in the file, what is the parser version. So there are so many options, we need to define these according to your format of the CSV file. Okay, and not only this, when you try to read a data from your file, you can use a with keyword and get a only desired columns. For example, in my file I have 100 columns, I don't want 100 columns, maybe I want 2 columns, so you can define the 2 columns only here. Okay, so I will show you all this practically, maybe not making sense now. So let me go to my Synapse workspace. So this is my Synapse workspace. Let me go to data tab and let me go to linked tab. So under linked tab we can see the primary storage account what we connected with our Synapse Analytics, right? So let me open this storage account here. So here we have a container called Synapse demo. So inside this container I have 2 files here called employees.csv file under data folder, and also New York trip small.parquet file. So what I am going to do, I am going to try to use a open row set function and read the data from these 2 files practically. Okay, so let me go to this development tab and let me create a new script file here. Okay, so this is a new script file. So I am targeting this script to execute on the serverless SQL pool, built-in SQL pool, let it be. So here, as I said, what we can do is we can write a select query like select star from, like this, right? So if you how you write a select query like select star, then from keyword, then you use a table name, right? Instead of table name, you can use this open row set function actually. Okay, so and then using this open row set function, you can write a syntax and everything. I mean, here you need to define like what is the file name and other details. So as I said, you will be having a bulk keyword first. So here you need to provide the path of your file first. So let me go to the container. So for example, I want to take the data from this employees.csv file, then I will be going a properties of this particular file to take the URL path for that file. Let me take that and let me cancel this, go to script file and paste it here. Okay, so this is a CSV file, right? Then immediately we need to provide the format also. So like what is the format of your particular file? It's a CSV. Okay, so CSV, if you see the presentation for CSV file, we should mention as a CSV. Okay, so since I have provided a full path for my file, I am not going to use a data source option. As I said, it is optional. If you want, you can try that. Okay, so in our past videos we seen how to create an external data source object and use that external data source object in the external tables and everywhere, right? So you just try the same, create an external data source object and use this data source keyword and you can place it. So when you're using a external data source, you no need to provide this full path. You can only provide this particular path where the file is there, because the main credentials for your storage will be in the data source object, so it will be there. I'm not going to explain that. you can try that. So here in this video I am going to take the full path of the file, then format, then in case of CSV you need to mention this parser version also. Okay, so my parser version is 2.0. okay, so this 2.0 parser version you should mention. Okay, and then you need to mention whether if your file has a first row as header or not. If yes, then mention like row header, I mean row header is true. Okay, that means first row in your file is header actually. So this is what, like select star from, think like it is like a table name, right? So similar to that. And then at the last you need to use a as keyword, and you need to give a name for this particular output. So maybe I will be say like rows from file. So this is what I want to give a name for this particular output from the open row set. So let me execute this select query and see whether this will actually get the data from the employees.csv file or not. You see, I got the data, and you see this ID, name, gender, date of joining. So all this came as a headers, that means column names, and these two came as a rows, right? So why that is happening? Because I have mentioned header row equals to true. If I don't mention that, then it will take even this ID, name, gender, date of joining as a row only. It won't treat them as a headers. Okay, so now this is fine. And what I said, I can use a with keyword also to get only few columns of it, right? So what I can do here, so I can use a with keyword here, with, and then here I can mention like, okay, I want ID column, maybe integer, and then I want a name column which is going to be varchar of 20 maybe, let's assume. So now if I use like this, if I execute this, it is going to get me only ID and name columns. So let's wait, see, and see, we are getting ID and name column successfully. Okay, so the same kind of open row set function you can use even with the Parquet files as well. So what I am going to do now, so let me paste this here. So here I am going to target to this particular Parquet file, NYC trip sample. Let me go to properties of this particular file, and let me copy URL of it, cancel. Let me go back to my script and paste my Parquet file here. So this is this time I am trying to use a open row set function with a Parquet file. So I should mention like the name of, I mean format of my file is Parquet, right? So Parquet is, you should mention. So if you see the PPT, see, you should mention the format, right? Parquet. Okay, and then yeah, for Parquet file there is no need of like header row and parser version and all, because Parquet files have their own schema. So we know that. And let's remove this with keyword. I don't want to use a with keyword. Let me get all the columns from the file, but that file is very big file, so let me try to get only select top 10 rows from that particular file. Okay, so now let me remove this last comma here. Okay, now if I execute this one, it is going to take the data from this Parquet file and return me as a rows. Let me only top 10 rows. Okay, because I have selected only top 10 rows here. So let's wait for this query execution to complete here. We should see our top 10 rows. See here, we got all our top 10 rows. And again, as I said, I can use a with keyword and get only desired rows, right? So maybe what I want to try now is using with keyword, I want to get only two columns, date ID and this Mendelian ID. So let me try that. Date ID. So this is a big integer actually. So let me type like the get ID as big int. Okay. Then another column is Mendelian ID. Okay, so let me make sure I type it correctly. Okay, so Mendelion ID. Okay, so now let me execute this. It should work fine without any issues. So that way we are able to see like how this open row set function is happening. Now you will be wondering, I am not using any data source object, external data source object as I used in the previous videos, right? But still it is able to get it. How that access is happening is because right now my Synapse Studio is connected with this ID, right? So this Active Directory account ID has a permissions on this storage on this file. So that is the reason without any issue I was able to access this. So what if I try to execute the similar kind of query on a file which is there in some other storage? So let me try to do that as well. So let me copy this entire script here. Let me go here end and let me paste this here. So what I will do this time, I will try to execute this open row set function on top of a file which is not in the storage which is attached with the Synapse, some other external storage. Okay, so let me do that. So for that, let me go to my portal. So I have a storage account here called Mahir SA. So this is a storage account. If I go to containers, there might be some file. So let me try to take some file path and use it under ADF demo container. Maybe under data menu. Sorry, under data folder. I have this employee skills.csv file. So if I go to this file, maybe I have some information, employee ID, employee name, skill and gender. Okay, so what I want to do, let me copy the URL of this particular file and let me go to this Synapse Studio and let me use a storage. So this is storage, whatever I am going to use now, this Mahir SA, this is not connected with my Synapse workspace. This is not the linked storage with my Synapse workspace. And now I am trying to say, okay, this is CSV format and header is true. Let me remove this with keyword. Let me get all the columns. Okay, so this is what I am trying to do now. Will it work or not? Actually, right, if this Active Directory ID, what is connected with the Synapse, so this ID is going to execute this query, right? So what will happen? Whether this ID has a access or not in this particular storage, that access check will happen. If it is there, then you can able to use this open rosette function on top of this file without any issue, or else it will error out. So let me execute that and see whether first it will run or not. So I just selected my query. See, it says like either you cannot open this, or maybe that file is under usage of another process. So to resolve this error, let me click this link here. So this is going to open another tab. So here if you see this documentation, it says if you want to access it, make sure your identity which is executing the query should have this storage blob data contributor role. So if this role is there for my identity, then my query will work seamlessly without any error. Okay, because I don't have that permission, that is the reason it is giving this kind of error. So let's try to avoid this. Let me go to this storage account. Let me close this and let me go to Mahir SA storage account and let me go to over. See, I should go to access control, right, to provide the access. So here I should grant access for the mahir3222@gmail.com as a data blob storage contributor. Okay, so let me go there. So I am trying to add a this what is the storage? Let me go to and see storage blob data contributor role. Storage blob data contributor role. So this role we should grant it. Okay, so let me hit next, and then yeah, I want to grant role for my user ID, because when you use the Active Directory, when you use the portal to run any query in the Synapse, then your Active Directory account is going to be used for the authentication and access everything. So let me select that ID here. Okay, let me click select. So I selected that Mahir3222 ID here, and let me hit next here, and let me hit next here. Now let me hit this review plus assign. So now what I am trying to do in this storage, in this Mahir SA storage, I am trying to provide a contributor role access for that ID which is running this query. Okay, so now if I see my role is assigned successfully, if I go here, if I run, usually role assignment will take some time, actually some 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So it may error out still. See, still I am seeing error. So let me wait for 10 minutes and then let me re-execute this and show you guys. Okay, I just waited and I ran, guys. So it is running fine now. I just waited for 5-10 minutes. So let me re-execute it in front of you guys also. So to make sure this query is returning the results or not. You see, I got employee ID, name, skill, gender and everything, right? So how this is happening? Because now we added permissions or roles to this particular Active Directory ID on the storage account which we are trying to access. Or else, if you don't want to do that, you can use a external data source object here. Like you can create one external data source and then that external data source you can pass it here like this. Okay, so external data source equals to, you can create the external data source object whatever you created and then provide the folder location and then execute it. Because external data source object itself contains the credentials information, you won't get any error and you will be able to see it is working fine. So I have already explained, as I said before, external data source and everything in past. So please try to watch that videos and try yourself if you want to do that. Okay, so that's it friends in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get the notification whenever I add videos. Thank you so much.